you very much. All right. So how was your week? While you were doing fun and important things with your loved ones, you know what I was up to? Came in first. Later, anyway. But what was Congress doing? Opening 81 new investigations. Yep, instead of doing actual work, Congress plans on subpoenaing everyone on Earth. Included in the group are Yanni, yes, Yanni, Alf, the vase that holds the remains of my aunt, and, of course, this guy. I could watch that for hours. There's something wrong with me. Which begs the question, what do these idiots in Congress actually do for a living when all they do now is run investigations? Suddenly they have all this free time. It makes no sense. Imagine you're at your job, an electrician, insurance sales, hired killer. And your boss comes in and says, hey, I need you to launch an investigation against that other electrician, that other insurance guy, that other assassin. What's that tell you? Apparently you don't really do that much since you could drop everything and annoy someone else. In fact, being a congressman should be a part-time job. Like being a mall Santa, a fireworks vendor, or a parent. It's seasonal part-time work, the stuff grannies and teens did for booze money. But since we made it a full-time job, they got to fill their time somehow with investigations. Investigations are their opiates, and they're running the pharmacy, which is why there's no slowing them down. So I say, let's join in.
In the past year, Congress has spent thousands and thousands of hours on investigations. But in 2019, they'll take it to the next level with the Congressional Super Hyper Mega Turbo Investigation Palooza Fest. It's all the things you've always wanted investigated but never had the courage to ask for. Things that needed to be solved, like what lives in Bernie's hair? Is it friendly or a microbe from space? Children, are they little adults or large babies? Which meatloaf do Americans prefer? Why don't humans learn from turtles and walk around in a shell that can also be your home? When is it okay to stop believing? Which Chris is the sexiest? Hemsworth, Pine, Evans, Pratt, or Steyerwalt? Other than their terrified employees, why does anyone listen to Maroon 5? If you join Adam Levine's fan club, do you immediately go to hell according to the Bible? If I drink a bucket of paint and start throwing up, could I paint my room faster than a traditional roller? If owls are so wise, why aren't they wearing pants? What does it mean when I dream that my teeth are falling out? How about if I dream that I get more teeth and they're actually tiny likenesses of William Devane? I once killed a man in Tampa around 1983. Should I still avoid the area? My German great-granddad lives in Argentina. When do I tell the authorities who he really is? Seems like Pat Sajak has the best job. Is it really that hard to spin a wheel? After all these years, is one of Pat Sajak's arms larger than the other? Are triangles just lazy squares? I met a cute girl at the bus station. She asked for $100 and said she'd be right back. That was in October, and I'm still here, and it's very cold. What should I do? It's the Congressional Super Hyper Mega Turbo Investigation Palooza Fest!
All right. But since investigations can go both ways, why not investigate the investigators? So we hired a crack team, probably on crack, to uncover exactly what the House Dems do during their workdays. Here's Debbie Wasserman at work. That's kind of impressive, but here is the investigation committee actually at work. I don't know if I'm terrified or aroused. No wonder they have no time to solve real problems, like condemning anti-Semitism. For weeks, the Dems have been dancing around Ilhan Omar's repeated slurs. So now they made up a phony resolution not mentioning Omar by name, but including all persecuted people. This is how low the Dems have fallen. They can't even agree to remind people that they don't hate the Jews. Instead, they bury Omar's sins among many others. I used to do this on road trips. I wouldn't break wind until we went by a cattle farm. No one noticed. So now the Dems made it about not hating everyone. Of course, with exceptions, meaning you can still hate Trump, Trump supporters, Republicans, and, of course, Nickelback.
Only 4 wanted to keep this provision. Everyone else wanted to change this. Out of 77,000, that's probably about the percent of people who think Nickelback is their favorite band in this country. It's pretty low. And I think if you look at Nickelback's your favorite band, I apologize to the gentleman.
Why would you criticize one of the greatest bands of the 90s?
Yeah! Screw taxation without representation. Those are fighting words. Here's the deal, Canada. We'll take Nickelback. You get Maroon 5. Thank you. My favorite argument against the initial resolution, Kamala Harris says she was concerned that the spotlight being put on Omar may actually put her at risk. Sorry, wasn't the spotlight the only thing Omar wanted? Meanwhile, no one cared about putting Trump supporters in danger when the Smollett hoax or the Covington fiasco took off. Anyway, here's one of our Democratic candidates not addressing the resolution. Watch this.
Any questions? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, there, right in front of me, yes.
Senator, so regarding the controversy surrounding Congressman Omar.
So can we do off-topic questions when we finish? I will happily sit and stand and talk with you about that. But is there anything on this piece of legislation that is out there? I can't see the people in the back. Such a big room. No questions on that. Then I'm going to end this press conference.
That wasn't awkward at all. I can't see the back of the room. There are not any. Oh, there's no hands. Let's get out of here. I hope he gets the nomination. So if I were Trump, you know what I'd do besides declaring my birthday a national holiday? I would issue an executive order cutting work hours for the House and Senate in half, then build some comfy barracks in D.C. so they can live there only when they need to be there, plus require them to work 20 to 30 hours a week at a real job, making real things. Maybe they could work cleaning cages at the zoo, or maybe in the sanitation department, since they're also good at shoveling. Yes, terrible. All right. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's written more scripts than I've eaten chips. TV writer and producer Rob Long. She's so bright, her fan club consists of moths. Stock market guru and financial analyst Heather Zumaraga. Freddy Krueger once had a nightmare about her. Host of Tyrus and Tim podcast, Kat Timpf. And he once stepped in a black hole and it came up to his knee. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, and host of Un-PC on Fox Nation, Tyrus. All right, Rob, what do you make of all of these new investigations? Are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It feels like there's a status symbol now. I mean, if you aren't being investigated, you must feel like you're nobody. Like,
yes.
I can't get a table at a restaurant. I'm not being investigated.
Yes.
Problem is, like, there's a bunch of investigations, and they're all kind of weird and complicated, and eventually people are just going to get fed up with them. And what you really need to do if you want to win is you want to convince the people, not the people watching Fox News, because they're not going to vote for the Republican, not the people watching MSNBC, because they're not going to vote for Trump.
Right.
What you really want to do is you want to convince the people who are kind of, Trump curious to give him you give him a shot.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I answered an ad for that once.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Wasn't what I thought it was.
Too many investigations and people think maybe we're not giving this guy a fair shake.
Yeah, that's true. You start building sympathy, Heather, when you start going after everybody he knows.
I think who's next? The White House chef may be subpoenaed for putting Russian dressing on a salad. I mean, seriously, it's gone too far. Look, James Comey had an op-ed this week. Criticized Democrats in July of 2016 for not wanting to disclose Hillary Clinton's investigation. The same as Republicans are not wanting to fully disclose Mueller's investigation. But it doesn't matter. What isn't already out there in terms of being what already hasn't been publicly disclosed, it's not going to sway public opinion at the end of the day. Whatever comes out, I think it's already out there, and it's not going to change anyone's mind.
We knew what this guy was. That's the problem, Kat, for the Democrats, is that they could tell us that he's slept with another porn star, and we'd say, nah, it's still not a lot of porn stars.
I don't care if it was every porn star.
Me too.
I really don't. And
well, there are a few I would be worried about, but
the only thing I care about is that once this is all over, which should probably be around, like, I don't know, 2045, the way that it's going now, I want to see everything. Yeah. I want to see everything they found, and if they're not going to show me something, then I want to know why they're not going to show me something, because these people in these intelligence agencies need to remember that they're actually supposed to be working for us.
Yeah.
And this investigation was supposed to be about making sure that we protect the integrity of our election system. It was never supposed to be about, oh, let's take down this dude we don't like because we don't like him. We have all this evidence now that for some people that's really what it was. So let's see what you've been doing with all your time. Let's see what you found, didn't find. You work for me. Show me the receipts.
Show me the receipts. Where's the collusion? There's no collusion. Now it's just some guy we barely know who called some dude and had a meeting, and that was it, Tyrus. I don't want anyone close to me, Tyrus, including you, running for president, because that means I'm going to jail. Right?
So the only reason why you would go to jail is because I was doing something?
No, anybody I knew. Anybody I knew.
Yeah.
Well, if you two. But anyway, if Dana Perino ran for president, I'd still go to jail.
Yeah, it's because everyone's running for president, you go to jail. Maybe it's because you're a creepy criminal.
I am not a criminal.
Okay, no, you're not. You got it. Well, you kind of just, you just told the camera you were, but whatever, that's you. Once again, man, another strong monologue.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I would want to remember it if you didn't cloud my brain with all that creepy. You give great points, and then you sleeve us out of it. Like, I'm Trump curious. I know what that was one time. Like, you always make it uncomfortable. The only thing more uncomfortable than your creepiness and your monologues is Cory Booker giving a speech. Yeah. I mean, I really want to try, but I feel like he can't even handle the room.
No, this is...
We'll handle it later on. Just, where's the eject button? Where's the smoke bomb? Like, he literally looks like the end of the Wizard of Oz, kids. Like, pay no attention. He cannot handle anything. Every time he's asked something, I'll reverse judgment on that, and I'll just, if I could just check my paper. Oh, I don't have any papers. I'll be right back, guys. Just take off running. He literally leaves every time I want to hear what he has to say, but he literally can't say anything.
He is the Michael Scott of candidates, right? Remember The Office?
Yeah.
He's everything just ends awkwardly.
It's a little worse, though, because I feel like sometimes he's so inauthentic. He's the guy who tied you up and threw you in the trunk, and he's making nice conversation with you like you're not going to die. Hey everyone, we're just gonna. I'm Spartacus. You know, a lot of people say that.
I might actually appreciate
that. Yeah, that's right. And you think it's weird. It's creepy.
I just want the debate. I want Trump to run as a Democrat, so he can debate the Democrats, all of them. Why doesn't he just leave? It would be so much fun. Who said that? Anthony Cumia said that if it's possible, Trump should resign just so he could enter the Democratic primaries. Wouldn't that, because he would get at least 10% or something.
He'd do okay.
He would do okay. Could you imagine? That would be the greatest thing ever.
And
he would win.
Explosions everywhere.
What?
Head explosions.
Yes.
CNN would be like, boom,
but
boom.
If he
what
ran,
do we do? He's a Democrat.
Yeah. This is how much trouble they're in. Yeah. If he ran as a Democrat, he'd still be the only candidate for the nomination in the Democratic Party who would say, yeah, I'm a capitalist.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else is like, well, I don't know. I mean, what does that even mean? I mean, I don't know if it's capital C or not. We are going to talk about that in the next block.
Well, I'm sorry for giving you the segue then.